Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? I look like crap. I'm getting my hair cut tomorrow. My hair is so long right now. I was supposed to get it cut the week that I was in the hospital, but obviously I had to cancel my appointment. So it's been like 8 or 9 weeks since I've had my hair cut. It's been a really long time. And it's just like my hair looks like crazy. And so I'm getting my hair cut tomorrow, and hopefully it'll look a little bit nicer. And my hat's crooked all the time on my head, and I am really, really tired today. I didn't even stay up that late last night. We watched The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and then I laid down probably at like 10:30, and I got up and I was just like listening to some music just to relax and stuff. Let me pull you guys a little bit closer. Hold on. I was like listening to some music to just relax and stuff, and then I was like, okay, I need to start a new show. So I started that show on HBO Max called Love and Death, which is basically the Candy Montgomery story. It's, if you guys watched, my friend Valerie is texting me, hold on a second. If you watched the show Candy that was with Jessica Biel, it's the exact same story. I mean, like, exact same story, just with obviously different actors and actresses, and it's really not that, I don't think it's that well done. I thought Candy with Jessica Biel was fantastic. I only watched one episode last night, but it just seemed to be like, I mean, it was an hour long, and it just seemed to like drag out so long. I think part of it is like, when you already know the story too, and then I don't know why they redid it. I have no clue why they felt like, since Candy had already been made, they needed to redo it again with different cast. It's a little bit more of, I would say, a realistic approach to the story, whereas Candy, well, Candy was realistic too. I don't know. I just thought Jessica Biel did a much better job playing the part of Candy Montgomery than the one. I don't even know who the actress is that's playing Candy in this one, but it's okay. I mean, I'll probably keep on watching it. It's like one of those where each episode comes out once a week, you know. And I think there's 4 episodes out already. I'll probably keep on watching it, but it's just, it's very bizarre, and being that, you know, the TV show has already been out, like, when they filmed this, you would think that they would do some things differently, but it's like almost like identical to the Candy show, and so it's like you feel like you're watching the exact same show but with different actors. It's kind of bizarre. But anyway, so I watched one episode last night, and then I went to bed, and I slept in today, and then I got up, and I'm just really tired. I'm really lethargic. My neurologist yesterday told me that a lot of me being tired is the medication that they changed me over to, the Keppra, and that being tired and a lot is, it's just going to take me a while to get used to this medication. I remember when I first started taking Depakote, you know, 20 some years ago, that's how I was with Depakote when I first started taking it. I was tired all the time. So I think it's like the switch over of it. Which was interesting because I asked him, like, I know that some of you guys notice this in my videos that I shake, like my hands shake. And I had asked him about that, and he said, you know, like, that's one of the side effects of Depakote is that you have tremors. And he said, but I don't know, like, because I'm still kind of shaking a little bit. And he's like, I don't know why you would be shaking on the Keppra, because the Keppra, that's not a side effect. But he didn't seem worried about it. So I'm not shaking as bad as I did when I was on the Depakote. I don't know if you can see my hand, but it's not, I mean, it's still like lightly shaking, but it's not shaking as bad as it was when I was on the Depakote. But apparently that's a side effect of the Depakote. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, so I got up today, made the bed, got some iced tea. I have like 2 bottles of iced coffee in there, but I think they might be like past the due date or something. I can't find the date, the expiration date, due date, expiration date. I can't find the expiration date on the bottle. I was like looking all over it. I was like, where is it at? Even with my reading glasses on, I can hardly see like the smallest print, which they always put the expiration dates like in the weirdest places, you know? And so I was like looking on there and I couldn't find it. So I was like, I'm just gonna have iced tea instead. I was gonna actually make a cup of coffee. I haven't been really drinking coffee much lately, but I was like, I think I feel like I need some caffeine. So I had some of this iced tea, which I've been sipping on for like the last like 3 or 4 hours. And then I did a drama video. And then I filmed a Peterisms video. And then I filmed a booktube video. And then Alex came home. And I talked to him for a little bit. And then I've been doing laundry in between because I have very few things that I can wear right now. I have like my jeans that I've been wearing, they're so baggy on me. Like when I was with my friend Valerie, she was like, those jeans, you need new jeans. I mean, they like my belt doesn't work with them. And so I have a pair of black jeans, the ones that I wore to Rev this weekend, that I actually had found before, like in my closet before we went to Miami, and I bought them at like Von Maur, I don't know, a couple months ago or something, and they were too tight on me, and so I just had them in my closet. And before we went to Miami, I pulled them out, and they have like not a lot of holes in them, but they're cute jeans. And so I pulled them out, and they were a little baggy, like not baggy, but they were like a little loose around my waist in Miami. Well, now it's like the only pair of jeans that I have that kind of fit, but they're really super baggy on me. So I'm gonna have to go get some new jeans. I actually, in my closet, when I cleaned out my closet and did like a major purge, I don't know, a year or two ago, I have to go through these jeans because I have jeans that I think would fit me that are in there that I've kept. And I have shirts and stuff, but like I'm gonna have to go through each of the shirts and see like what fits me now and stuff. Like this shirt that I have on today, like this used to be like skin tight on me, and now you can see it's like really, really baggy. Like all of those like Ralph Lauren shirts that I bought, all the like really colorful ones, the striped ones and stuff, like they're all super baggy on me now. So none of my clothes fit. I was wearing like the black shirts that I wear a lot. When I film videos, this is like truth-telling moment. When I film videos for my drama channel, I typically wear, like if I wear a black t-shirt, it's like a Goodfellas t-shirt from Target, I usually wear an XL because the XL is tighter on me and you only see me from here up. So, you know, it's like a better fit. But when I'm just kind of like going around town or just like hanging out or whatever, I usually wear a 2XL. Well, now the 2XLs are like ginormous on me. Like they don't fit at all. And the XLs fit, but they're baggy on me. So I'm like between a large and an extra large. But I don't have any larges in the Goodfellas shirts because when I purged all my stuff, I got rid of like, I saved like all of my vintage t-shirts. So I don't know how much you guys know about if I've talked about this, but like I collect a lot of vintage stuff. Like I love to go vintage clothes shopping. So I have a lot of vintage t-shirts, vintage baseball t-shirts, vintage concert t-shirts, vintage Western shirts. And so I saved all of those. The Western shirts I have hung up in my closet, but like the t-shirts, I put them all like in a plastic box. So I have to go through those to see what can fit, because I don't want to go out and spend a ton of money when I have stuff that's at the house. I do have t-shirts like in my closet that have been kind of like, well, this is like the weirdest thing. Because I lost weight so rapidly, things that were like tight on me, but like could kind of fit, but they were tight, are now super baggy. So they were super tight where I couldn't wear them, and now they're super baggy where they don't look good as well. So I'm gonna have to do another purge, which, I mean, I'm happy about that I've lost weight, you know. I wouldn't have necessarily wanted to lose weight this way, but I'm happy about it. Weighed myself this morning, I was 205.4, so I've lost another 0.4 pounds. And, you know, my doctors have wanted me to be under 200 for a long time, so they're going to get their wish because I'm close. But yeah, it's just not real comfortable to be like wearing like super, super baggy clothes, you know? And, which there are worse things to complain about in the world, I guess. You know, I mean, I'm happy that I'm starting to be able to, it's fun for me that I can fit into clothes that I bought through the years that now are like fitting me, you know? And I really haven't tried on that many shirts and stuff. I bought like a year ago, I bought all these t-shirts, like a Whitney Houston t-shirt and like a Madonna t-shirt, and they're like caricature, like cartoon kind of like figures of them, and I'm thinking those t-shirts might fit, so those will be like fun to wear this summer. And but yeah, I have like tons of stuff that doesn't fit at all anymore, that I've like basically wasted my money on because it was too tight and now it's too baggy, and I don't really want to keep it, like thinking I'm going to gain the weight back, because I really don't want to gain the weight back. You know, my goal is to keep it off. And so I'm going to have to bag all that stuff up and donate it and give it away. Watered my plants today. I don't have my hose hooked up yet, so I had to, with the jar that I make like lemonade and Kool-Aid and stuff in, you know, I've had to fill it up 4 times and bring it out here to water my plants. So my plants are watered. They're looking good. It was beautiful today. It was like in the upper 70s. And when I get done vlogging, I am going to go, it is 5:57 p.m. right now. Well, let's look at the temperature. I'm going to get ready and I'm going to take a shower, and then Alex is going to Alex is going to take me over to Tanya's, and then I'm going to go to my meeting tonight. I don't know what meeting we're going to go to. We might try a different meeting tonight. I was going to look at the weather. That's what I was going to do. It's 75 right now. It feels like 75. I think tomorrow it's supposed to be 80. 79, full sunshine tomorrow. Which tomorrow is Cousin Fun Day. I'm getting my hair cut at noon, and then Caroline, I'm going to take an Uber to get my hair cut. And then Caroline is going to pick me up from my hair salon. And then we're going to go, we might get something to eat for lunch. And then we're going to go and run errands. It's kind of right now easier for me, like, to go out and eat. Like when we eat at Patashu on Sundays, it's a pretty healthy, I mean, it's not super healthy, but like, I'm, you know, ate an omelet. I've been getting the California Dreamer, which is avocado and egg whites, and what else is in there? Cheddar cheese. But it used to come, it comes with hot peppers, and I haven't been getting the hot peppers because I'm afraid they're going to disrupt my stomach too much. But I've been adding Dijon mustard to it instead. If you guys are omelet makers at home, you should put some Dijon mustard in it and try it. It is so fantastic, you guys. Like, that's my new thing, is Dijon mustard in omelets. But I haven't been getting potatoes, and I've just been having like a half a bagel. I almost didn't get a bagel last week. I asked them if they had like yogurt there, and they have like vanilla bean yogurt, and they put in like granola and fruit, and I was going to get that instead of a bagel, so I might do that. Caroline likes Patashu, so we might go to Patashu tomorrow. It's kind of easy for me to eat something that's like semi-healthy there. You know, whenever the places that we go for brunch, it's kind of easy for me. But it's easier for me when I go out to a restaurant, because I can like pick from all of that stuff, you know, and see. It's harder for me to just like eat at home or whatever. Alex last night made a frozen cheese pizza, and it smelled so good, but like as soon as I started looking at it, I was like, ugh, like my stomach just started kind of like hurting, and I ate like a few forkfuls of leftover pasta, and I just really couldn't eat a whole lot more than that. But I haven't felt super nauseous yesterday or today, which is good. My stomach is starting to, I think, get back to normal and start settling down a little bit. It kind of comes and goes. It's definitely more of when I stand up that like I feel nauseous and my stomach hurts. So I don't know. A lot of people encouraged me when I said that I was on Zofran. They encouraged me to call my doctor and get put on a different kind of like anti-nausea medication. So I might do that, but I don't feel like I necessarily like need it right now. I was gonna go in here and read some of the comments. There was like somebody asked me a question on my vlog, and now I don't remember what it was. So I wanna. You guys. Oh, Nikolai said that he'll be at BravoCon. Oh, Marianne said the walkway to your porch looks so nice and pretty. Thank you so much, Marianne. Voraciously Reading said, I got so bored with oatmeal, but then I tried mixing in a spoonful of jam. Oh, that's good. Game changer. Another way I enjoy is a spoonful of brown sugar. Yes, I used to do that with cream of wheat when I was a little kid. I'm going to try that. What was the comment that I saw that I wanted to answer? Because it was an interesting question. It was something that I wished I had talked about in my video yesterday. Yasmin said, try the Zevia creamy root beer instead of the ginger one. I love it. Okay, so I did. I got the little cans of it. I have to tell you, I don't love it. I don't know that I think Zevia is for me. What was the question? Don't you love just listening to the sounds of the world around you, like the lawnmower and the birds and stuff? I love listening to it. I could just sit here all day long on this front porch. I mean, honest to God, I know that probably sounds boring to a lot of people, that I could just sit here all day long. Joanne said, would a vanilla shake or a protein shake sound good? No, not at all. And Tanya told me that I need to start drinking those, what are they called? Those, like, you know, those drinks when people, like, aren't getting a lot of nutrients. And I was like, gross, I don't think I can do that. Meow Meow said, get chocolate protein shakes and blend them with a banana, even a little scoop of peanut butter in it. See, like, that to me, like, and I know you're all only trying to help, but, like, anytime I, like, think about food, like the idea of a chocolate shake with peanut butter and a banana, like, I mean, that makes me, like, want to vomit, honestly. Which, a month ago, it wouldn't have, you know? It's just the weirdest thing. Where is the question that somebody asked me? You guys left me such nice comments. I didn't see this one. So Mama Deb said, hey Peter, as far as the Zofran, the one under the tongue is trash. Yes, I have ascertained that as well. See if they will prescribe the tablets, 4 milligrams or 10 milligrams. Okay, I'll see if they'll do that. I don't really want to have to take anything anymore. I mean, that's the thing. You know, I'm already on lisinopril for high blood pressure, and then the levoxathrin or whatever it's called for my thyroid, and then the Keppra for my Depakote, and then zonisamide, or my Keppra for my epilepsy, and then zonisamide, which is another anti-seizure medication. And I'm like, I'm 50 years old and I'm on 4 medications. Like, I want to be on as least amount of medications as possible. Like, I don't want to be adding medications to this, you know? I don't know how I'm not... I should have screenshot it, is what I should have done. But I didn't. Oh well. I don't know, if you have questions, leave them in the comment sections below and I'll address them tomorrow, I guess. You guys left the nicest. You guys left the nicest comments on my video. I appreciate it. I don't really have a whole lot more to say than that. I was thinking about maybe doing a crumble cookie review because I haven't done one in forever, but I don't even know that I could, like, even... You know, I think, like, there's this misconception, I have to tell you, like, I got this comment from somebody, and it was on, like, my community tab or something like that when I put... I don't know where it was, but I put up something about... Maybe it was on my video that I did, my update video, I don't remember, but somebody commented and they said... Something to the effect of, like, I'm not going to even try to find it after all that month, because I don't even know where it's at. But they said something to the effect of, I knew you were going to get sick because of all of the crap food that you eat on your review channel. And I was like, okay, first of all, did you even listen to what I have to say? Like, this has absolutely nothing that is going on with me has anything to do with what I eat, right? Like, and I'm the first one to admit that I have the world's most hideous diet. Like, I get that, right? Which is why my goal going forward is to eat healthier food, right? So, I'm not an idiot. Like, I know that, right? But, like, nothing that I'm going through, the acute pancreatitis, even the compacted stool, none of it has anything to do with the food that I eat. Like, that would have been a really easy fix if the doctors would have said to me, you know, whatever. In fact, when I was in the hospital the last day, because people gave me hell about these frappuccinos that I got. Like, I got a couple comments from people that were like, I can't believe that you're drinking these frappuccinos. These are the worst things that you could possibly have and whatever. My doctors in the hospital, like, on the last day that I was eating, like, they were like, we want you to eat as much as possible. They, you know, and somebody said something about wondering why the doctors encouraged me to eat mashed potatoes and macaroni and cheese, and they're like, that's full of starch. Well, when you're not eating and you haven't eaten for a week, doctors want you to eat something that's sustainable, right? Whether it's starchy food, whether it's the worst food in the world or not, they want you to eat. And so he was encouraging me because those were bland things that I could keep down. He wasn't concerned about the starch in that moment. Like, I think sometimes it's interesting, the comments that I get. It's because it's, you know, like, if I'm watching a video, for example, and the person's telling their recovery story, okay, or their addiction story, I'm obviously going to watch it with my history and my personal experience going into that, right? So it's going to be like, so if I was going to comment on that video, whatever comment that I leave is going to be as a result of my personal experience. And I think that that happens a lot with some of the comments that I get, where people will say things that they're like bringing their own personal experience into what's going on. But at the time that I was in the hospital, I mean, they gave me like this 5-page menu and was like, have whatever you want. Like, you can order as much and as, but we want you to eat. Like, you have to be eating something, right? And, you know, like, it was like when the dogs were sick, the vet said to us, I don't care what kind of food they eat, like, they need to eat. Like, they need to be having something in their system, right? So it was the same kind of thing. It was like, you know, the doctors were just like, we want you to eat. And I was standing there with the doctor, and I said, you know, can I eat like sugary things? Can I get desserts and whatever? And he was like, oh yeah. He was like, you can eat sugar. Like, I would encourage you to. He was like, you know, you need some of that as well and whatever. And I said, no, when I get out of the hospital. And he was like, I mean, I don't want you on an all sugar candy diet. He was like, no, but to have sugar, yes, you can have sugar. And he encouraged it, right? And he was like encouraging me to eat all kinds of things. And the one thing that's interesting is, because a lot of people have asked me, like my friends have asked me this, has any of the doctors said anything about like me not being a vegetarian anymore? Like that, and not one doctor has said, I mean, I've asked them all, and not one doctor has said that me being on a vegetarian, I mean, I'm not a healthy vegetarian, but that me being on a vegetarian diet has hurt or helped this, and that I need to stop doing that. But, yeah, I got a couple comments from people, and they were like, because I had put up some pictures of me having these frappuccinos, like when I first got out, which the fact that I could even, like, I couldn't even, like when they brought me the food in the hospital, like I just kind of picked at it, like I just couldn't even hardly eat any of it. And the fact that, like, I got out, and yeah, I mean, I know it's not healthy, but I had a Frappuccino and I could keep it down, and, you know, and it was something that I was able to, like, enjoy. And then somebody would be like, oh, like, that's the most unhealthy thing. Like, you shouldn't be having that with acute pancreatitis. Well, I wasn't aware that you were a doctor, first of all. My doctors told me I could have it. Like, it's not like I'm going to go against my doctors and have something that I can't have, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I asked them, can I have sugary things? And I even said, can I have a Frappuccino? And they're like, yeah, absolutely, you can have that, you know? So I think if the doctors thought that it wasn't great for me, you know, and I don't know, I feel like a lot of people like bring in their personal experience, and they're like, oh, that's the worst thing for acute a Frappuccino is the worst thing for acute pancreatitis. There's no relationship to either one of them. And so when the person commented and they said, well, I knew that you were going to get sick sooner or later because of all these reviews that you do. I think people have a real misconception about my review channel. Like, when I do the crumble cookie reviews, you know, what is that, five cookies, 6 cookies that I get in a box? I take like a bite of each cookie, right? Which, if you add that up over 5 or 6 cookies, doesn't even equal 1 cookie. You know, it's like maybe half a cookie. And then those cookies sit on our kitchen counter for like a week. Alex might pick at 1 or 2 cookies, like pick at it through the week. I don't really eat any more of the cookies. I might, like, if it's something that I really like, might have like half a cookie with a cup of hot tea, like late at night watching a TV show. But like, by and large, the cookies kind of go to waste. Like, we'll pick at them, but like, by and large, by the end of the week, it goes in the trash. It's a waste of money. The Frappuccinos that I have reviewed on Starbucks through the years, like, I take a couple of sips out of it. And like, back in the day when I was driving through Starbucks and going there, you know, I would run over to Tanya's and I'd give it to like one of the girls at the kennel, or I'd give it to Tanya or something like that. But I never really drank most of those Frappuccinos. I never drank most of those drinks. You know, half the time, and I know this is wasteful, I'll be the first one to admit to that, but a lot of times I just threw them away, you know? And a lot of the other food, it's like, I try the stuff, and then it's like, when I got like to the donuts for Dunkin' Donuts, I mean, y'all think I'm sitting there eating 8 donuts in a row? Like, I don't know what people think. It's like, I'm not a mukbanger, you know? I'm not sitting there eating an entire pizza or 1,000 pounds of noodles. Like, I'm trying these different foods as a reviewer. And so the misconception that I'm sitting there eating 8 donuts or, you know, 6 cookies or something, like, all in a row, like, it's interesting to me that people think that. Like, have you ever seen a crumble cookie? I mean, they're this big. Like, I could not eat 6 cookies in a row if I even wanted to, you know? So, in fact, I don't even really remember the last thing that, like, I reviewed. That I did do some grilled cheese in the grilled cheese maker, and I made like 2 grilled cheeses using that kind of cheese that Caroline told me to get, and I ended up eating those both for dinner. Like, I had them on the plate and they were sitting down on the kitchen counter, and I ended up eating them both for dinner. But that was like the last time that I've like made something. Or, like, I keep on thinking that I want to remake that plant-based chicken salad that I did with the chickpeas. I think I did that last summer or the year before. I think I want to do that again. I want to find a different recipe. If anybody knows a vegetarian chicken salad out there that's like a really good recipe, let me know. I don't think that one was like the best recipe in the world. But anyway, it stopped. Oh, it's out of focus. It stopped. But I was going to say that the other thing that's hard is that I know that when people leave comments, like I know this in my heart of hearts, that when people leave comments and they share things, right? Like to say like, ooh, I knew you were going to get sick sooner or later because you eat all that crap. Like that's a rude comment. I'm sorry, but it just is. But when people say things to me like, oh, I had stomach problems and it was a result of me drinking a lot of Starbucks. I'm just making this up. They're not saying it to be rude. Like, I totally understand that people are only sharing their story with me because they care about me and they're empathetic and they want to help me. Like, I get that, right? But when you go through and you read 20 comments, you know, it's like whenever I talk about like going on a diet, somebody will say keto, somebody will say Atkins, somebody will say Weight Watchers, somebody will say don't do Atkins or Weight Watchers, somebody will say this, you know, and you get like 20 different opinions and they're all personally based. And like, I appreciate it. And I know that people are just sharing their stories with me and saying like, hey, like I want to help you. And like, this is what worked for me. But like, you got to take it on my end for a second. Like when I'm reading those comments, it's disconcerting a little bit because it's like, well, now I don't know which one to do. Like, you know, like, well, what should I do? You know, like, is keto the best? Is Atkins the best? Is Weight Watchers the best? Do I listen to my doctors? Do I get a nutritionist? Like, what do I do, right? And I'm just using that as an example. But I know that most of the people that leave me comments, like, when they share like what they're going through to try to help me, like I know that they're only being like genuinely kind and compassionate and wanting to help me. Like I truly understand that. Like I get it. Which is why I don't like get bent out of shape about the comments and stuff like that. I was looking at a YouTuber the other day that I won't mention. I mean, I like this person, but they were kind of coming back at the comments a little bit, which every once in a while I do, you know, but it was like, they were getting a lot of comments of people questioning choices that they were making, and they like totally went on the defensive and it was kind of attacking. And I was like, I understand. And like, I almost reached out to them because I wanted to say, I understand from your point of view, like it's overwhelming when you get a lot of comments and you don't know what to do with them, right? But what you have to understand is that your audience is people that love you and care about you. Like, they want the best for you. They're not like, and I read the comments. I mean, the comments were questioning, but they weren't nasty. You know, they were just like, and a lot of the comments were, I love you, but like, I'm worried about you and whatever. You know, it's like, I think you have to really realize, like, it's not missed on me when I go through and I read comments, that is a human being that is sitting out there in an apartment or a house or at work on the other side of a screen that is watching me talking about my life. And what I put out there and what I say is totally up to somebody else's perception, right? Like, I put it out there in the world, and how you perceive it is, I can't control that, right? So then for me to be mad about how somebody's going to respond to that, when the reality is that the majority of the people that are watching are people that like, I don't really love the term parasocial relationship, you know, because I myself have developed relationships with YouTubers or TV stars or TV shows that I feel like, I mean, I can remember watching Lost, you know, and I felt like they were my family, you know, and I know that that sounds corny, but like, you know, there's a lot of YouTubers out there that I watch that I feel like I know them, you know, and I don't love that term parasocial relationships on the internet because I think it kind of diminishes a little bit. I mean, I've used it in videos and talking about things, but I think it kind of diminishes a little bit the real connection. I mean, you can develop a real connection with somebody. That doesn't necessarily mean that you know them, you know. Just because you guys watch my videos and you hear me talk about my life and telling my stories doesn't mean that you know the ins and outs of every moment of my life or what's going on. I mean, there's a lot that I don't ever share on here, you know, about family or about friends of mine because they're not my stories to tell. And so there's a lot of personal things that affect me that you guys don't know. I share about my health and I share about what I'm going through because those are my stories to tell. But like, you know, if I have a friend of mine that's going through a health crisis. Like, that's not my story to tell unless, you know, like with Sarah, she's allowed me to share some of those things. But like, I always ask people, like, do you care if I talk about it or not? And there's a lot of friends of mine that are like, no, I don't want you talking about it. Like, it's personal, you know, whatever. And so, and same with family and whatever. And so there's a lot that people don't know about my life, right? But I think the connection is so cool that I'm sitting here in a chair on my front porch filming a video, and I'll post it, and in a few hours, a ton of you will watch my video while you're sitting at home or in your apartment or at work or whatever, and you'll be like, oh yeah, like I relate, or no I don't, or whatever, and you'll have a comment to respond to that. And I think that's a really cool thing, you know? I think it's really cool to be able to develop a relationship like that. And I don't want that diminished by calling it a parasocial relationship. That doesn't necessarily mean that you know me or I know you, like in the best of terms, but that doesn't mean that you don't either. I think you guys know a lot about me. I mean, hell, I've spilled my guts left and right all over this thing, you know? And you guys have gotten me through so many tough times. You know, I was thinking about this a couple times while I was sick. It's like, I don't really, like I'm coming up on 7 years. So Thursday will be 7 years of my BookTube anniversary. And, you know, like when I started it, I never in a million years would have ever thought like the kind comments that I get from people and just the overwhelming amount of love and support that I've gotten. And like, you know, I don't have a lot of people in my life. I have Tanya and Valerie and Melissa and Jason and Alex and a few other sober, Valerie and a few other sober friends, and Caroline and my dad and my stepmom. But other than that, like, I don't have a lot of people in my life, right? And so when I'm struggling and I'm going through something, to be able to just like click on like a Facebook page or community tab and just get overwhelming amounts of support and love. I mean, I can't even tell you the amount of Instagram DMs that I've gotten from people, right? It's really nice. Like, it is really, really nice. And so I think to go on the defensive and to get attacking and not, and I also think this, and this is because I'm a little bit older, like I've told this story before, but when Alex and I first started dating, you know, like we were a one-car family, and I would drop him off at work, and I would say like a half an hour later, like, miss you, and he would say, okay, and it like really put me off. But like, you know, I'm an old-time texter. Like, when I text, I'm like grammatically correct and, you know, periods and commas and all that kind of stuff. Whereas he's like, you know, not, because he's younger. And so, like, we had to talk about that. And he'd be like, well, you just dropped me off and I don't miss you. I mean, it's been a half an hour. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, whatever. But you could have said something more than K, like, you know. And I think a lot is lost in translation and texting, which is why the first time that we went to marriage counseling, one of the agreements that we made was that we were no longer going to, if we had issues with each other or arguments, text arguments. Like, we were going to wait until we talked in person, because a lot is lost in translation. I think a lot is lost in translation when it comes to comments on YouTube videos and as well. Like, I think a lot of people really just want to try to be helpful and loving and kind, and sometimes the tone comes across a different way, and I'm very aware of that because I'm somebody that puts my foot in my mouth a lot, and I'll say things and they come across in a way that I don't mean them to. I'm not a great first impressions. Like, I don't give great first impressions to people. I don't know if you have figured that out or not. But, you know, so I think, like, I try to be very understanding and forgiving of people, because I do know that, like, you're so giving to me, like, of your time and watching my videos and whatever. So I try to really be understanding that when people are offering me advice or suggestions, it really comes from the generosity of your heart. Like, it's not, like, if somebody says to me, like, oh, you only do Atkins, like, Atkins is the best diet. It's not because they're righteous or they're arrogant. It's because that's what's worked for them, and they really believe that, and they really want to help you. That's generous, that's kind, that's caring and compassionate. And what more could I ask for, you know? So for me, I think I've gotten to a place where I really do understand that on YouTube. I mean, do I get the nasty comments every once in a while? I do. I don't get very many nasty comments, but I do. I try to take them with a grain of salt and, you know, be lighthearted about it. In my drama video yesterday, I talked about this comment that I got on my Instagram about my outfit from this weekend. And the guy was like, you need to stop dressing like these old queens in the bar and stop wearing Hollister and Abercrombie and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, like, I talked about it in my video, and I think some people took it the wrong way and were like, you were really upset about it. I wasn't upset about it at all. You know what I mean? Like, and the truth of the matter is if I was going out to gay bars, which I don't ever anyway, because I don't go anywhere, but if I did, and I was wearing a Hollister t-shirt at 50 years old, I'd be the first one to own it. I know exactly what he's talking about. Like, I have friends of mine that are my age that try to dress like they're 20. I get it, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't pass judgment on them. I'm like, do you, be who you want to be. Like, I get it, you know? I just didn't think that wearing a 20-year-old Western shirt from Broadway Vintage was me trying to be super trendy or anything like that. But I like to try to kind of make like fun and lighthearted of those. Like, I have somebody that timestamps like literally every one of my drama videos, and I try to give her shout outs. Like, her name's Mermaid or something like that. I try to give her shout outs and stuff and say, I see you, Mermaid, because it kind of cracks me up. I don't care if people timestamp my videos. And then people will say, well, you say that you don't care if people timestamp your videos, but then you always comment about it. Yeah, because it's funny to me, you know? Like, it's like, let's just take it lighthearted. Why can't we joke with each other? That's called shade to me, you know? Like, I grew up, when I came out, like, I was friends with 5 or 6 drag queens here in Indianapolis. Like, I mean, and they were tough as nails on me. I mean, you talk about some shade and read. I mean, like, they read me down. They read me for filth, you know? And I think, like, that's the one thing I really don't show in my videos a lot, like, especially my drama channel, is that, I mean, I'm a shady old queen. I just am, you know? Like, I'm sarcastic and I'll read a fool. And I think sometimes if I do that, like, people take it the wrong way and they think, like, I'm really butthurt over something. No, I'm not butthurt over it. I'm making it into a joke. I'm the first person to be able to admit when there's something ridiculous about me. Trust. Trust me. You know what I mean? So, yeah. What did I go on that rant about? That was crazy, wasn't it? What time is it? Oh my God, it's almost 6:30. 6:27. I need to get off here so I can start getting ready to go to my meeting. So I'm gonna get off here now. And I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing, what is today? Tuesday. I hope you're having a magically amazing Tuesday. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over or your week over whenever you want. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but shh, don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. You might be changing their day, putting a smile on their face, changing their week, giving them some hope. You don't know. And also, be kinder to one another, love one another a little bit more, and most importantly, be kinder and love yourselves a little bit more. And I love you guys so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.